want you to really think ahead, because if you want this knockout look of these beautiful bearded irises, spring actually starts soon in fall. I know.
Spring starts in October.
Okay. I have Devin Walleen. He's the expert. I trust him when he says spring starts in October, but he really can explain it, and it makes a whole lot of sense. But what's really cool about this iris collection, bearded iris collection, is it's not going to be the typical irises from your garden center where, yeah, they'll bloom in spring and they're
for
great.
Like 2 weeks.
Right.
And then the foliage looks a little bit junky.
It gets messy, yeah.
And then you're like, why did I even plant those?
No.
That's not these ones.
These keep coming back.
I'm a plant lover, but I'm also a plant hater. When there's plants in my garden that I don't like, I rip them out and plant something that I love. And this is one of those plants that I absolutely adore. Because what it is, okay, for one, this is a bearded iris, which is my favorite kind of iris because they have that fuzzy little beard like your grandpa, which I think is adorable, and it's actually wonderful area for pollen to reside for all of our pollinators. But what I really love about this collection is that these are ReBlooming iris. So iris that bloom first in the spring, then they take a little 6-week siesta, then they come back in the summertime, and depending on where you live, if you live in like where I live, Seattle, I'll get a 3rd season of flowers. If you live in California, you'll probably get 4 or even 5 seasons of flowers during the course of a year.
This is a set of 4. You're getting all these colors here. You're not choosing, and it's $23.64. And this will come shipped to us when it's time to get them in the ground. So let's talk about that process, why this starts in October.
Well, okay, it starts today ordering these plants that you will receive in October. Because if you want to have the best out of your plants, out of your iris, you plant them in October, then all winter long they just they acclimate to their new surroundings, they rest, they grow roots, and then when the spring weather starts perking up, the warm sun starts to hit those plants, that's when they'll start to explode, so that these will be fully blooming for you in the spring.
It's because if we took bulbs and planted our irises in the spring, we'd have to wait a whole year.
You'd have to wait the whole extra year.
Gotcha.
And in this collection, you know, you were saying the incredible value of these plants, which I hadn't done the math earlier, but the math that this works out to is such an incredible opportunity to really get 3 or 4 of these collections, because for one, you're not going to find ReBlooming iris at your garden centers for many more years. You know, these are brand new to the market. So get these now.
The bulbs are in the ground right now in California,
yes,
correct?
Absolutely. And you're getting 4 plants in this collection. One of each of these 4 colors. You're getting the eggnog, which is this gorgeous yellow. Then you're getting the city light, which is in front of it. This you see that beautiful blue with that fuzzy white beard. It's even fragrant.
Really? That reminds me of when in my sorority house, Kappa Kappa Gamma. We were the iris, the fleur-de-lis family.
The fleur-de-lis, yeah.
I didn't even realize irises came this shade.
You know, I'm not to date you or anything, but
That's
when you were a Kappa Kappa Kappa, whatever, there were no such thing as ReBlooming iris on the market.
I know.
This is a very new thing. All of my garden designer friends out in Seattle, they're like, ReBlooming iris, you better save me some. I want some. I was like, all right, I think I got the hookup.
So that beautiful kind of.
It's kind of like a light blue with the white, and then next to me this is the Victoria Falls.
This
is also fragrant. And look at you have this beautiful sword-like foliage, which that's what people love about the iris. They love that sword-like foliage, but you know, a lot of times when the foliage starts to get a little bit kind of tattered after the flowers have bloomed and you don't know what to do with them, take your scissors, just cut off all of that old foliage that's a little bit brown.
And we don't harm the plant at all.
No, and what that does is, you know, the foliage on an iris actually grows from the bottom up. So when you cut off the brown, it's still gonna grow. It's gonna grow new, fresh foliage that looks nice and lush, and you don't have to worry about it. And
you're also gonna get this yellow color.
You get the gorgeous yellow.
A lot of people right now are picking up more than one set, and I know that really excites you, because we're gonna talk about what you need to do to plant these to get them to grow like what we're seeing here.
Right there, that's probably 10, 15 sets. Look at that city lights. You see you have the downward fall. That's what you call the petals that go downwards. And on each of those falls is that little cute little fuzzy beard. I wish that I could grow a beard like that. I can't grow a beard yet. I'm 30 now, but maybe one day I'll grow a beard like these eggnogs.
You're still hopeful. That's cute.
I'm still hopeful. And you're getting each of these 4 colors. What I love about these plants is that you're gonna have flowers like that in your spring garden. Then they're gonna take a little summer break, and then they're gonna come back at the end of summer for a second round of flowering. But the thing to remember, there's a lot of plants that are, you know, touted as re-bloomers, and always that second bloom is kind of lackluster. It's like, oh, you call that a rebloom? That's crummy.
It's not like
that's
the first.
crummy.
Okay.
But the second and third flushes of flowers are just as heavy as the first. So this is truly an opportunity of a lifetime. Get 3 or 4 of these collections because as a bearded iris, this is the iris that can handle the hot, intense sun.
Okay.
This is a very drought-tolerant iris, meaning
I
you
like
don't have
this.
to go out and water your iris all the time, which I love. You know, I'm always on the road. I'm out here in Pennsylvania, always traveling to gardens. I cannot have plants that need daily watering. It's just not part of my lifestyle. So I grow these.
Well, Roberta's is all about setting you up for success. They want to make you look like a master gardener, even if you're a novice like me.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about how these are going to come.
I'd
Because
love to.
remember, you're going to order them now, reserve yours, and then around in October, depending on your region, they're going to ship out to you so we can start getting them into the ground.
You know, and I was actually just talking with my Uncle Court before coming on air, and he was telling me how, like, you know, we had to call up our you know, our friends over in California where we're growing these. We're like, all right, actually, we need to reserve some more because they were so
popular.
hot when they were aired last week that we just reserved some more. But so what you can see here, this is one of your iris rhizomes. So what it is, you have up to 3 of these fans. So 1, 2, and 3, and each one of these fans is going to produce this beautiful foliage, and within each fan you're going to get about 3 to 5 flower stems for each flowering period. So you're talking tons and tons of flowers. Now, I want to just show you guys how easy these are to plant.
Okay.
Because the bearded iris, because they love that hot, intense sun, they like the drought kind of conditions, you plant them very shallow.
And we can plant these in the ground or planters if we live in an apartment.
I'm an urban gardener. I plant
great.
only in containers.
Oh, cool.
So I take it, and of this rhizome, you want to just cover about 75% of it. Leave 25% of it exposed to the air.
Well, that's
and
good
I
to
just
know.
planted it. The shallower, the better.
See, I wouldn't have known that. And you know what? I want you to all know that Devin has an amazing video, lots of videos on how to plant your flowers on YouTube. Where do we find it?
I have a YouTube channel, Discovering Plants with Devin, me, and that's where I get to kind of like go into more detail about how to plant your iris, how to divide your iris, because this is a plant that after 2-3 years, it's going to want to give you more plants, which means you want to go out and to divide them. But you know, we don't have enough time to go through that here on air. So check out the YouTube channel and check out our Instagrams as well, where we offer lots of great.
Where do we find you on
hints.
Instagram?
Roberta's Gardens
Okay.
is perfect. We're also going to be on air tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. And we have lots of other great plants that go along with these iris.
What is
such
this?
as these allium.
This is like a Dr. Seuss plant, right?
It
but
is.
This is, again, setting
It's
you
the
up to look like the
combination
master
made in
gardener.
heaven.
But so easy for you to do. Pick up more than one collection. I know a lot of you are. Grab them, reserve them now. You'll get your bulbs in October, $23.64 for 4 plants, 4 amazing colors. Here is the shipping zone map. You want to quick explain this, Devin?
Absolutely, yeah. Just locate yourself on the map. Wherever you live corresponds to a date when we begin shipping to your region. And that's going to be in the next 6 to 8 weeks, because this is plants that you plant in the fall, and then they're going to produce flowers for you in the spring. So in just a few months, you'll have these beautiful iris blooming in your garden.
Love it. I could definitely
I think
do
we
the
need to
work
get
in
you
the
some of
fall.
these. Put these around your pool, kind of line your pool. I think you'll have a pretty colorful spot.
Oh, Devin, you're the best. Thank you for stopping by.
All right,
Remember, check out Devin's YouTube channel. Check out him on Instagram, Roberta Gardens. That way, when you get your flowers, anything you order from Roberta's, you've got them right there, holding your hand when you plant these things. M64419 is your item number. Okay, I'm just gonna take it easy here for a minute. Yeah, I'm gonna pretend I'm poolside, looking at my irises that are on the other side of the pool.